Have you ever been to the store and a parking spot just opens up just for you? Or you're on your way to the library and you look down and you find a coin. Or maybe you happen to look at the clock every single day at the exact same time and it says the exact same number, 104. You stop the movie and what numbers appear when you stop the movie? 104. All of a sudden, you're seeing synchronicities in your life. Well, I call this living lucky. Some people call it woo-woo science. Some people call it mystical miracles. I call it living lucky. And the first time that I noticed this living lucky was part of my lifestyle was back many years ago. I think I was 17 years old. Now, many of you know that I'm a paraplegic. I was in a car accident when I was 15 years old. And there was a time in my life when things got really dark. Got really dark for not only myself, trying to adapt to my new body and my new lifestyle, my new identity, but also for my family. There was a time when the bills struggled to be paid. My family was fighting. I felt like it was all because of me, because I was having this disability and everybody was struggling to try to adapt to our new lifestyle. It was tense. It almost felt like we were walking on eggshells in our household. And then all of a sudden, this contest came to my town, and it was the Junior Miss contest, and it was for 17-year-old girls. There were 5 categories: a physical fitness category, poise and appearance, an interview, scholastic, and talent. Voila. I decided to challenge myself. I trained for this beauty pageant like an Olympic athlete. I started doing marathons. I started doing aerobics to get physically fit. I started reaching out to people in the community, taking dance lessons, learning to be poised, taking speaking lessons so that I could speak about current events under stressful situations. I started working with the nearby university and their speech professor so that I could learn to talk and to interview. I started taking lessons from a tutor so I could get my ACT, my SAT scores up so that I could score really high in the scholastic section. I started working on my talent, my singing, my art. It almost came to the point where people started feeling the energy that I was bringing and they wanted to be a part of it. People in the community started offering their help. Hey, Jana, I heard you're entering this contest. The first person in a wheelchair to enter this beauty contest. We want to help you. And you could almost feel, people just wanting to get on board. It was almost like a movement happening in our community. Well, during that time, my younger sister saw that Jana was showing up as her best self. So she thought, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. So she decided to enter a contest and she decided to do the Elks hoop shoot. And so with her training, all of a sudden she started self-actualizing and showing up as her best. In the meantime, my parents started working as a team. My dad started finding new and innovative ways to make money. It was almost like the universe was conspiring for us, with us, and through us. At that time, my sister's second grade teacher gave her a rabbit's foot. And she said, Erin, I know that your family has gone through an extremely hard time this year, and I can see all of the improvements that you guys are making. Here's a rabbit's foot. And every time that I carry this to any of my special events, it brings me good luck. of a sudden, that rabbit's foot, along with the wisdom of Miss Lambert, my sister's second grade teacher, saying that she noticed and she believed in us, made us believe in ourselves. We started winning. And the more we started winning, we started getting outside our comfort zone. We started taking more risks as a family. We started helping each other. We started believing and supporting one another. We were our own cheerleaders. And believe it or not, things just started going our way. It was almost like we couldn't fail. I ended up becoming Kansas Junior Miss 1993. My younger sister became the national free throw champion in 1993. My number that year was contestant number 23. I went on to the America's Junior Miss pageant. My sister made 23 out of 25 free throws. My parents fell in love again, and it was almost like this black cloud lifted, not only off of our house, but it was almost like it was a healing movement for our whole community. Here, this girl in a small town had been paralyzed in a car accident, and it was trauma for all of us. And we came together and we worked toward a bigger and better good. I'm talking about living lucky. And this is my new platform. Because what I've realized is that throughout my life, when things start going really well, it's almost like having the Midas touch. I think Oprah has said that sometimes she's gone through periods of her life where she'll touch a project and it turns to gold. I think Richard Branson calls it living in the flow. I call it living lucky. And the more that I start writing, the more I'm realizing that I'm living lucky right now. This year has been one of the best years of my life. How do you live lucky, you might ask? Step number 1, you decide to show up. You decide that you are going to become your best self. You're going to show up physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that becomes contagious. And once you do that, people, they're attracted to you. They want to be a part of whatever it is that's going on inside you. They want to be a part of it. They want to not only help you, but they know that just being around you will make them better. Step number 2, you have to be grateful. Once you get in a state of gratitude, it raises your frequency. The more things you find to be thankful for, the more things start appearing. It's almost like watching the miracles manifest. The right people will start coming into your path. People will say the right things at the right time. The third thing is when you start feeling lucky, you start making those bets that otherwise maybe you wouldn't make. You start getting out of your own way. You start crushing your own ego. Because you know what? You can't fail because you know that the universe has got your back. So you start getting outside your comfort zone and trying new things. And step number 4, you start believing. You start believing like there's a rabbit's foot in your pocket. You start believing in yourself. You start believing in the people around you. You start believing in your circumstances. And you start believing that there's a greater good. There's a higher power. This is called living lucky. And this is my new platform. And the reason that I want to share it with all of you today is because it was in November of 2019 that I was greeting in church. And this woman came in and said that she had lost her earring during the church service. So as I went back into the church service to help this woman who was attending our church for the first time that day look for her earring, she tells me that she's new to town. She's having a hard time making friends, and she has thought about going to a Toastmasters club. However, she's just a little bit shy. I said, I would love to attend a Toastmasters club with you. She says, oh, but I live all the way over in Celebration. I don't. There's at least 10 Toastmasters clubs in my area, but because I was helping a girl from church, I showed up at Club Celebration, and it was through this club speaking and meeting each and every one of you. I'm having the year of my life, and things are happening for me. I've started a podcast. I've started a YouTube channel. I am speaking all over the world. I am coaching people. I've started a wheelchair accessory company. I am a multi-conglomerate CEO, and I am so excited to share my secrets of living lucky. Thank you.